welcome back to a breakdown of the Bhagavad Gita. As I was saying in previous sections, I have been reading the Bhagavad Gita for the last 7 years, and every time I read it, I know nothing. As far as diving into chapter 3, we move towards Karma Yoga, or what Krishna explains to Arjuna as selfless service. In the modern world, we hear about karma often. Good causes good. Bad causes bad. And in the teachings of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, it's how can we act the yoga of action, karma yoga, without attachment to the outcome. What binds us to suffering is our attachment to our desire for the fruit of our action. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is told, act for the simple fact of acting, not for what you're going to get in return. So as we dive into what does it mean to be a karma yogi? And I think of a really good example when you're giving to your children. Are you giving to them and hoping that they will love you back? Are you giving to them and hoping that when you get older, they'll take care of you? Or are you simply giving to them for the fact of giving because you love them without any attachment to the outcome? Another thing that is broken down through karma yoga is that love for the fact of getting something from your lover is actually not love. If you are giving and doing for your partner in hopes for, in return for something, this is not love. This is attachment to the fruits of your action. And in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, they talk about selfless service. To do your duty, do it well, without hoping for or craving the end result. And as yogis, this is really hard. When we go to work, we work because we want to pay our bills. But what about with your friends? Are you able to answer the phone call and help them out through a tough time without putting down a check mark like, oh, they owe me. If I need anything, they'll be there? Do you help people in times of financial crisis and then you write down how much that you let them borrow in hopes that if you ever need money, you will be able to call them? It's keeping score. Like, I did this, so I get that. And then the suffering comes if what you expect to get, the fruits of your actions, aren't what you anticipated. Then you're let down. Then the suffering happens. So perhaps for this chapter, you can start to think about what in your life. I know for me personally, I had a relationship where I was in love, yet I didn't trust him. I was doing more and giving more to him in hopes that he would love me more. And this was not selfless. This was, I wanted his love, so I was giving more. I was pouring my heart out into the relationship in hopes for something else. And in that, I created my own suffering. But while I was in it, it was him. He was doing this to me. And as I read the Bhagavad Gita, or even reading this book from Swami Vivekananda that starts to dive into the acts of karma yoga, I was like, wow, I wasn't actually in love. I was attached. And in every ancient text in India, attachment is the root of all of our suffering. So my invitation for you is contemplate past relationships, jobs that you did with hopes for something in return and how that led to suffering for you. And perhaps now I will teach yoga and not hope for any income. I will lead guided meditations without any expectation. I'm simply offering a service and not wanting anything from it other than to spread the love of yoga around. So, some homework. How can you go out and act in your communities and give? Take action without hoping for something or desiring something in return. I hope you found this helpful. And if there's a section of the Bhagavad Gita or a translation that you really enjoy that breaks down karma yoga for you, share it in the Practice Yoga Daily group. Because there's so many different breakdowns of the Bhagavad Gita and translations, and we'll be able to learn from them as well. I'll see you soon.